Okay, let's do some math together. Let's assume that we have been running a marketing campaign and we managed to reach 100,000 people, which is okay for B2B SaaS, why not? So out of those 100,000 people, not everybody will click on the link, right? So let's assume that 2% of people will click. That means that we will have approximately 2,000 people on our landing page or whatever we send them to. So out of those 2,000 people, in the next step, let's assume that we are going to promote free trials or something like that. And the typical opt-in would be, for example, 10%. So suddenly we have 200 users, right? 200 free users that we able to attract with this campaign. Okay. Then not everybody will be activated, meaning that they will not pass the onboarding or experience the wow moment of the product. So let's say that 20% of those people who signed up for free will experience the wow moment and were successfully activated, whatever that means for you. And that lets us with 40 users that were activated. Okay, it's getting a little bit worse even. So out of those 40 users, let's assume that maybe 60% of them will retain with us for a month or whatever we are measuring, and that leads us to 24 retained users from the campaign. And last but not least, not everybody will convert, right? So out of those 24 people, let's say that 50% of the people will convert, and that was being a little bit generous. So we end up with 12 paying customers for the campaign that we ran. So let's assume that we paid 12,000 euros in order to run this campaign. And then if we got 12 customers, that means that we paid 1,000 euros for each customer. Is that good or is it bad? You tell. It depends on your benchmarks and your LTV. But the bottom line is that whenever we are breaking down these numbers, it becomes painfully clear that whatever we are doing here, bottom of the funnel, it's much more effective than whatever like optimization tweak we are doing top of the funnel. So let's dive in and see how to make these decisions with confidence. Hi, my name is Maya Oye. I'm the author of best-selling book, Go-to-Market Strategist, and I'm on a mission to help 10,000 companies to cross the chasm, to achieve product market fit, and just like growth successfully. And whenever we are on this go-to-market journey, we need to make decisions with confidence. And for confidence, we need evidence. And for evidence, we need great analytical stack. And when it comes to analytical stacks, we are sometimes lazy in our decision making, right? So first of all, you cannot get fired if you hire IBM. Second of all, we have certain habits, right? Maybe we have installed a certain software before and we would just naturally lean towards that. And then for the third part is, how bad can I really do if I go with mainstream, right? So the risk aversion part. And I'm here to tell you that if you are a B2B SaaS software, that there are more things to consider than just like the traditional stack that you have in your mind. One of the tools that I absolutely loved for months now is June.so. Why? Not because the founder is from Europe and I'm from Europe as well, and I bloody like the guy and we record a podcast together. But the thing is that this tool, June.so, is purposefully built for B2B SaaS companies. And Enzo, the founder, he has been working before as a product manager at Intercom and Zalando and N26. So how bad can it really be? When I discovered it, I was super amazed by features because instead of doing like those very complex installations and like spending weeks on creating tracking plan, these ones are rather effortless. And what can you get out of this is even more interesting. Remember, we were talking about the funnel before, and the first stage that I would be looking at very intensively would be activation. And for activation, you really need to understand the typical user journeys, I call them conversion journeys. And if you do anything there, to improve the activation rate, that's a win. So June.so will help you understand those milestones that users take and it will help you like even alert them if they are not taking those steps and they are not likely to be activated. Okay, the second thing that I would look into is retention, because whatever we can do in order to correct retention, it's much cheaper than acquiring new users, and it will influence our bottom line very nicely. So when it comes to retention, we need to observe features, right? So what are the features that users are using and are successfully using before they are later on retained and hopefully monetized? And for feature report, it's super easy to just like see who is using what, and if somebody is not using that, we can of course drive them towards that specific feature that will make them more likely to be retained. Last but not least, monetization. When it comes to monetization, and you have a product-led growth notion in your company, it's very important to observe different sorts of accounts from the same company, right? So product qualified lead. And when you are observing this pile, it's very critical to just like understand what is going on through the account. As you are an early stage B2B SaaS company, you have very limited resources. And what we want is definitely prevent churn, because remember, doing anything in bottom of the funnel is 5 times as profitable as if you are doing stuff on like top of the funnel. And when it comes to churn, June offers this amazing like weekly report of who is in the danger zone, who is likely to churn, so that your team can actually focus on convincing the users that are churning to stay and give them either additional product education or some sort of other triggers in order to prevent churn, right? So that one is super important as well. Not only that, it will help you import the data in CRM directly, and not only import, but also help you enrich the data. Last but not least, I think pricing is super important, right? Because we are tight on budgets and the economy climate is what it is. So when I'm observing those pricing pages from different software vendors, I hate the word event. Why? Because I have no idea what it is, and it would make me do non-optimal decisions. So I would reduce the number of events that I monitor because I want to save on my software subscriptions, and then maybe I will not see the holistic picture. So what I like about June SO pricing is that it is predictable and it is like packaged in users. So I understand how many users do I have, but I bloody have no idea how many events will I create during my journey, and it helps me keep these costs predictable. Last but not least, as I told you, founder is from Europe, so that means that in terms of compliance, we are going to be bulletproof. And not only that, I'm just like obsessed with the idea with supporting people who are so passionate about their ICP, right? When Enzo and I were recording, it was so evident that he's living and breathing this. So just like the authenticity and my, not affection, but you know what I mean, my sympathy for the founder is definitely something that I encourage to consider in your decision making as well, because they are shipping new features on like regular roadmap, and the product is just getting better and better and better. So when it comes to that, just like the last remark, this stuff is super easy to set up. If you are using some sort of legacy analytical system such as Mixpanel, it will maybe take you half an hour, but if you have like everything nicely done in Segment, it is like one-click installation. So if you want, definitely take it for a spin. There is a free trial, just see if it works for you. And last but not least, Enzo is also hiring content manager now. So if you want to join us on this mission to bring better analytics to people to make decisions with confidence, maybe you could consider this as well. Now jump, take June SEO for a spin, and thanks for watching. Let's go to market.